All right. What is going on, everybody? How is everybody doing today? If you can hear me okay, throw a 1 in the chat. Thank you so much for joining today. I know it's late where some of you are, so I really appreciate you coming to this event. I really want to show you this stuff because it's blowing my mind. As you can see here, it's running right now. Essentially, this AI is creating strategies and back testing them for me. Just spat out a back test there. This stuff is really mind blowing. I spent probably 20 hours this week building this out. And I wanted to go ahead and just make an event for this because, if it took me 20 hours, it depends on your stage, but it might take you longer. And my whole thesis behind this whole MoonDev stuff and sharing it is that I'm doing this either way, with or without you. So why not share all of my code in these events? I'm going to give people a couple minutes to stroll in here. I know I said we're not going to wait for anybody, but you know how Zoom is. Sometimes it's like you try to get in and then you don't have it on your phone or whatever. So let's give a couple minutes for everybody to get in here. I appreciate everybody showing up on time. Like I said, I know some people are on the other side of the world from me. I do appreciate you staying up late for this. It won't be long. I want to make sure it's impactful. I already put the code in the comment box, in the chat box. So if you do have to run, I will make sure there is a replay. I'll put it in the members section. But essentially, long story short, I spent 20 hours building this week. In case you don't want to go through 20 hours of streams, then this is going to be super helpful for you guys. And all of the code is already in here. And I want to get right to it because it's a good amount of stuff. I want to go over a good amount of code. I'm going to explain everything. And then we will go ahead and get you the code. The code's already in the chat, actually. But my thought process is, why not have these events and take what took me 20 plus hours to do and get it to you in under 30 minutes. The code should be in the chat. I'm sorry, maybe it's because I posted it prior to, yeah, chat history doesn't show. Thank you. I'm gonna go ahead and let me explain everything real quick because there's still people flying in. So let me explain for a few minutes what's going on. And then I'm going to post the stuff in the chat here. I'll post it right now, but I'll post it a couple more times just in case other people jump in. But the thought process here is, I spent 20 hours doing this. Most of you probably don't have 20 hours of time to watch all of the streams. So why not make a members only stream here? And yeah. We're going to go over this. This is super sick. So long story short, what the process for algo trading is, and you probably know this already as you've watched the boot camp, but I use the RBI system, and that is research strategies. I like to research on Google Scholar to read academic papers, YouTube videos. You have your own ideas, and anywhere on the web, like Reddit, whatever you can think of. Okay, that's the research phase. And then what do? We come up with ideas, strategies based off of that research, whether it's from the papers, the PhDs, or YouTube videos, or whatever. We come up with the idea. And then we have to formulate a strategy. We have to write it out. And as you can see here, this AI is coming up with strategy ideas and then writing them out, writing out the instructions step by step, so we can then back test them. As humans, we would do the research, write it all out, and then code up the back test. So my goal last week was to automate that process. And with the release of OpenAI's assistants, these are essentially little AIs that you can call on over time. And you can see it just outputted a back test here. So this AI is fully working. And of course, this is version 1. We still have a ways to go, but in my mind, this is like the most crazy stuff I've built in a while. So I wanted to show it to you. And so you know the process now, right? It's the RBI system, research and then backtest, and then you implement once you see a backtest that actually works. So my thought is, if we could automate the research and the backtest part, well, that gives us more time to do other things. We can come up with 10 strategies in the time that we come up with 1. you can see this is just outputting into this folder a ton of strategies and backtests. So like all of these are different strategies, and it's giving the exact step-by-step instructions to the second AI, who will then code the strategies. So it's outputting them all into folders. Some of them are great, some of them are good, some of them are whack, and that's just how it's going to go. But we're not doing anything, you know, like it's like the easiest process ever. And then here's the code. So it's outputting all of the code into this folder here. Again, some are great, some are whack, and some are good. And I'll make sure that there's a recording in here. I see some people asking to record this. I'll make sure there's a recording. I see new people coming in, and I'm gonna post that in the chat one more time so you have the links. But essentially, this AI goes ahead and researches the strategies for us, and I'm using the file AI10, and I'm gonna go over all the code now, just so you totally understand what the inputs are. Because while this is gonna continue to run throughout the event, I want to show you how it all works and where they get the data sources. So let's start at the bottom here. So if you see here, there are 4 major data sources here. I'll say one right there. That's the first one. And these are just random ideas that I have, and you'll probably have. You probably have a list of ideas. I use my iPhone notes, and I just come up with ideas all day. You can see it comes from Strat Ideas. So essentially from Strat Ideas, if we go there, let's see if we can find it. Here it is. This is just a list of random trading strategy ideas that I want to personally build. So like real things that I want to build. I put the list in here of things, and you can see it's a nice long list of actual things that I'm building. And what the AI does is it reads this in, and it'll go one by one. It reads it in, it goes ahead and applies the GPT-4 knowledge it has, and comes up with a strategy based off of this. And then it does the same thing for this one. And it comes up with the strategy, and it will look something like this, like this, or in the folder, you'll be able to see the strategies. And it's really just writing a detailed strategy for the second AI to go back test it. So that's the process. It gets some input, whether it's from our ideas in this Strat Ideas text, and you can just put as many kind of broad or specific ideas in the Strat Ideas text. And then the first AI, using OpenAI's assistance, is going to go ahead and take that idea, expand on it. So the more specific you are, the more like the idea it's going to be. The more broad you are, the more unlike it is. But you know, I've found good things on both sides. So it's going to take these ideas and expand on them. That's awesome, right? Because now you can have an AI working for you 24/7, going through all of your ideas. But that's only one source. And we have 4 sources of ways that this AI can go through strategy ideas. So the first source is your ideas you put into a trading file. The second source are just quick little ideas. So these are little nudges like, hey, go look for something that might work with the RSI plus the VWAP, or the EMA plus the Bollinger Band, or pivot lines, or quarter theories. So, you know, if they're longer ideas, I tend to put them in here. If they're just a little short, like, hey, use this indicator, I put them in here. And now this AI is just looping through, doing one at a time. So it's going through all of the ideas in my file, and then it's going to go through all these little nudge ideas, so less broad ideas. And then what's cool, and this part was pretty hard to execute, so I'm happy to be able to just, you know, save you 20 hours of time. This loops through videos. So you can put in any YouTube video here, and it will essentially watch the video. I like to say watch, but it's really downloading the transcript of the video. So these can be a bunch of trading strategy videos. You see all this trading strategy videos on YouTube. You know, some say like make 20,000%, whatever. I don't care like how much they're clickbaiting or whatever. All I want is a fast way to actually see if there's any legs behind that strategy. So I can put unlimited videos in here, and every video of all the people on YouTube saying this strategy does a bajillion%, or even this strategy does 10%. I just want to see them all. And I just put them right here, and it will loop through these videos one at a time. derive the actual strategy that is explained in that video. So you don't have to watch the hour-long video. You could even do this with my videos, but I don't talk so much strategy-based. I'm doing more code. But like those long videos, they're like an hour long, that are talking about strategies. Now we have an AI that can just watch it real quick and write it into a step-by-step process for the backtest guy or the backtest AI to go ahead and do it. Now, my favorite thing is the PDFs, because if you go to Google Scholar, you're going to get papers from like PhD students and people that are in school paying a lot of money and spending 6 months to a year writing their thesis on a trading strategy. So in my opinion, this is where I've been able to get the best strategies from in general. So I'm so excited. Now this AI also loops through the PDFs. So you're able to put unlimited papers in there. You get the smartest brains in the world and take their papers and put them in. You don't have to read the 3 to 4 hour paper or whatever it takes to read it and try to derive it. We just have AI go through the whole paper. So this is like mind-blowing stuff. It took me so long to build this week, and I want to make sure to save your time so you don't have to sit through 20 hours of streams. And I'll just keep doing this. Every time I come up on a big discovery or something, I put it all inside of the Quant Elite weekly membership, and I will do these events for just everybody that's part of the boot camp. So now that you kind of understand what's working, you can swap these out, put new papers in. I'm so excited to see what you create. Let's just briefly go through the code. I don't want this to be too code heavy, but I do want to show you just a couple things here. The first thing here is this block saves the assistant ID. So essentially what you can do is you can have an assistant that's always running, and you can see like this is an assistant strategy creator AI. He knows I have instructions and I saved it onto OpenAI. He knows that his job is to distill whatever input we give, whether it's the text input or the papers or the videos, distill them into a strategy that the backtesting AI can then go ahead and code the backtest with. This just generates a file name, pretty simple. This just saves the file to the output. All of this stuff, I don't need to dive too deep into the actual code because you can always just go ask ChatGPT what it does exactly. This just extracts the output. This is where the actual create and run of the assistant goes. So this is a majority of the work in here. And essentially the way it works, you can see there's a thread here. The way it works is assistants have, you have a thread per assistant. So like the assistant is the AI, right? And that could be like your friend or whatever. And then the thread is like your text message conversation with the thread. And then you can have unlimited messages in the thread. That's how it's set up, the OpenAI assistants. It's all in beta still, but I got this to work, and this is mind-blowing because like this is week 1 of assistants being out. Yeah, the code is pretty straightforward, and like I said, you can just pop it into GPT if you want to get down and dirty with it. But I just really wanted to show you really quickly, and if you have any questions or anything, please do let me know. Like I said, I wanted to distill my 20 hours of work into like 15 to 20 minutes in this event so you can just get everything. I posted the code, but I know a bunch of people have come in since then. So I'm going to repost that message one more time because that has the links to everything. If you have any questions, please do let me know. This stuff was, I felt like I was fishing, trying to reel in a big old fish this week. This was tough to do. You can see this pretty much watches the video, quote unquote. It's using this YouTube transcript API, and I found this super useful actually. This API, it allows you to download the transcripts of any video, and that essentially allows you to see what any video says. Bill says there's no audio. Can everybody else hear me okay? Audio is fine? Okay, cool. Bill, I'm gonna make sure that there is a replay of this that will have very clear audio. Thank you, Jason, Jack, Solmax, Mal. I appreciate you guys all Tripping in, Andre. Thank you, Dan. Yeah, I'm glad everybody can hear me. I'll make sure that there is a replay of this just in case the audio was off. But yeah, I was saying this transcript right here is super helpful. And if you've seen in the Discord, let's see if I can pull it up here. I just made this little bot as well, just for everybody to use. You can like put in essentially any YouTube video. And I thought like this would be super helpful because, you know, while we were building this AI assistance out, it was like, oh, this is actually good too. Like when you're searching for, I don't know, whatever you're searching for, it can distill here. Like it distills exactly what was talked about. So Binance, CoinList, Cold Stack, Pig Finance, and so on and so on. This is helpful for me, so I don't have to go ahead and watch hour-long videos of like crypto influencers talking about different cryptos, or like those really smart guys that talk about AI technologies. I want to stay up to date with that, but it's kind of hard, and I'm sure it's hard for you too. You got like a family and all this stuff you got to attend to. So now I just throw this in here, and I can see, okay, he was talking about Palantir, or here he was talking about NVIDIA, Bank of Hawaii. These might be things that we want to look into. Or up here, this guy was talking about these things, and a lot of those crypto influencers out there are always talking about different cryptos, and they have a big influence on the market, you know. So this piece of this script here, you can go so many different ways with it. You can download videos and fully understand them. I'm using it here in this one, obviously, to be able to derive any strategy out of any video. And that's the whole idea, is like there's so many resources out there that will show you how to trade different strategies and so on and so on. And now we can just upload them here and figure out real quickly without watching the video. So I feel like, you know, just coding this out for you, I hope I saved you at least 20 hours of time. And then in the future, you won't have to watch all these videos to get the strategies. I hope this saves you like hundreds of hours of time. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. I just wanted to show you all this. If you have any questions, I'll be here for a few minutes. That's about it though. If you want all my code always, I'm just going to keep putting it inside of the Quant Elite membership. There's a link for that as well. That's where I put all of my code, and you can see here I also put my code and my team of quants. We put this channel together where we back test every single day, and we come up with new strategies and then just pass the stats here. Also, here's the OpenAI assistance that we're going over right now. And I'm just going to keep posting my code in here. And my team of quants are also going to post their code in here. So this is getting pretty crazy. And I think the next steps to this bot you're seeing to the left with the AI is we can connect it to here as well and go through all of this code and come up with different ideas and push them, make kind of like mutate them together to evolve things. And there's just so many routes that we can go with this simple 200 lines of code. And that's like the whole thesis, man, is like, I can only do so much. I'm one person. And if I'm going to do it, I might as well share it with you. And you can probably take it a whole different route than I could take it, because, you know, you have different experiences than I do. And I'm just I'm so humbled that you have joined the boot camp and you come watch these videos and learn with me as well. So this is amazing. Jabir, sorry. The weekly is $297, or you can pay yearly. Like I said, I put all of my code in there, so I do this full time. So I try to make it an appropriate pricing without, you know, obviously in my eyes, I'm like, this is a $3,000 a month service, but I'm not going to charge $3,000 a month. It's $297 per month. You get all of the code like instantly. Every time I finish anything, you're the first to get it. It's $297 per month. Yeah, it's not per week. It's per month, but you get all of the code. And I think the most important thing is you just like, sometimes you don't know where to go next, right? Like, what should I focus on this week? Well, we've got 3 quants plus myself that are focusing on different things, so you can see the results and then be like, oh, well, MoonDev posted this and these were the results, or Moonrader posted this, or Chanel posted that. And this is just like a shortcut to success, in my opinion. So, the reason I have 3 quants are for me, right? And I have crazy algo trading goals. And the whole thesis is, if everything I do for myself, if I just open it up to you guys as well, we're going to get there so much quicker because you have different experiences, different ideas. I'll bring everything I have to the quant code section so you can just go from there, opposed to like trying to fiddle around and work on this stuff for 3-4 years like I have. Now you kind of have like a fully scaled team that can just help you with all this stuff. So if you have any question or anything, I'll be around the Discord tonight. I appreciate everybody here. I'm gonna post that link in there just one more time because I want to make sure everybody got it, and I'll make sure to also post it in the Discord after this. That's it. It's been 22 minutes. I hope this saved you so much time because I know it took me 20 plus hours to write this. And at the end of the day, we're not going to have to watch these long, boring videos just to get the strategy out of them anymore. We won't have to read these long, boring papers just to get the strategy out of them. So while this may have saved you 20 hours on the coding, I hope it saves you hundreds in the future. Jabir, just go ahead and ask any questions you have here in the text. It's just a little more efficient for us to answer them directly when it's in text. Hope you understand. I'll kick it for a few more minutes, but I appreciate everybody. Let's see. In the code, is there more explanation of how the AI builds the backtest? Well, the backtest is actually built off of, you can see some of the backtests here. It's using backtesting.py, and I uploaded some of my old backtests to it, so it kind of builds it like I build it. I use backtesting.py. You can see like the commission, 2%, 0.2%, and so on and so on. So let's see what else we have here. Yep, GPT-4 API. I'm using the new GPT-4 API, and it's the GPT-4 preview. So let me go ahead and see if I can find this. Open AI models. I'm using this one, and it's so powerful because we couldn't even do this stuff like a couple months ago because we didn't have this huge token window. So this has changed the game. So like we're on, like nobody's doing this stuff. I'm pumped for everybody in here because nobody else is doing this, and this token window is huge. GPT-4 has been pretty great for me so far. The way I put it in is I put it in right here. It's like this. It says key and then key equals whatever your API key is. You can see up here in the don't share, I said import don't share config as D. That's simply this file here, don't share config. I don't share it, obviously, because it has my API key in it. But you can set it up just like this, and you'll be able to pull it in. Let's see here. Jabir, okay, cool, man. You've tried some e-commerce stuff. That's cool. I used to do that back in the day. I personally, obviously, I devoted my life to this now, so I stopped doing the e-commerce stuff. It seemed too crowded. Everybody's doing it. This, as an entrepreneur, building automated trading systems gives you some separation. It kind of builds you a moat, right? Most entrepreneurs that are doing e-commerce and stuff, no hate on any of that, by the way. It's just there's no moat. And if you go ahead and learn how to code your own automated trading systems, 99% of people are too scared to code, right? And that was including me. So I know how deep the moat is. It's quite deep because it's intimidating to learn how to code until you realize that like really anybody can do this. So this is just building more and more strategies So this is looking at one of my ideas of the second liquidation bot, retest liquidations, building out the back test. And then you can see, like, just from this time that we've been here today, look how many back tests it's built. These back tests take me personally, I've been doing this for years. It takes me like an hour or 2 hours to write. Now they're not perfect, of course. This is still version 1. I want to be upfront with you. This is still version 1, but I thought it was like, I need to get this in the hands of you guys because I know you guys have great ideas and probably will take this somewhere even bigger. How much does it run? They dropped the pricing. Yes, they did. I can be here. It's getting a little more expensive because I'm running this so much, right? So today I'm using GPT-4 Turbo. I've been working all day and I've spent $21. But like, if you think about these strategies, get like 20, 30 strategies, I probably had 100 strategies today for $20. It's a little high. But this is also running Luxy. So it's like, I would say it's been about $10 a day. You can see, I built this last week, so you can kind of see $11, $4, $12. I'm only looking at GB4 Turbo, $21, and so on and so on. It's not too bad. Be careful though, don't commit your keys. I've committed my keys, as you can see, things like that. And then also another thing to remember is like, maybe don't go to sleep with it on until you're super comfortable because, it might run up the bill. We need to pay for our own API keys, correct? Yes, you got to pay for your own API keys. It's not expensive. It's not expensive. It's like feel like for one strategy and backtest, it cost me like 10 cents. And like, I don't know what your cost is, but I'm sure it's more than 10 cents per hour. Dang, I think, has my sound been messed up this whole time? I probably have the wrong mic on, my bad. But, oh well, we're too deep now. If my sound's off today, I'm sorry about that. Okay, sounds fine. Okay, cool. I think it's my Mac. I have like this mic that I usually use, but I think it's coming off my Mac. We'll see. Let's see if there's any more questions in here. Thanks everybody for coming. I really appreciate it. Will there be a recorded version of this posted for the members? Yes, absolutely. I totally understand. I'm just happy you guys came. I totally understand this is the middle of the night for some people. Some people have other things going on. I'm gonna make sure there's a recording. I'm gonna make sure all the code's in here. Let me post the code one more time. I'm not trying to spam this, but it's just where all the code is. Here's the code. Jason says, I'm new to the camp, still going through it, but you show how to set up the API for trading. Yes, in the camp, I showed you exactly how to set up everything you need in order to automate your trading. This is more advanced stuff. The whole process is to automate your trading is you research, backtest, and implement. Research, backtest is where the lion's share of your work goes on. So I thought we should build this AI. My stocks are blown up. I've been running this a lot, as you can see by my bill. But yeah, this is version 1. I look forward to showing you version 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on and so on. I look forward to continuing growing with you guys. That's it though. I want to keep this at 30 minutes because I want to make sure your time is saved. I appreciate every single one of you here. Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in, saying hello. Joshua, thank you for coming. Jason, thank you for being here. Dan, Jabir, it's great to see you guys. Chris, Angel, Denver, appreciate you guys. We still have people coming in. I will make sure, Jonathan, I'll make sure everything's up there. Thank you guys. Jason, Joshua, Lucas, good to see you. Chris, thank you for coming. I'll make sure everything is up there. Snap, Simon, Will, I know you came in a little late, but we're gonna get the recording up for you probably by tomorrow morning. Yeah, man, I'm just so excited for this. This is such a fun ride, and you guys are all amazing. I hope you all have a wonderful, at this point, evening, I guess, evening, morning, wherever you're at. Code is the great equalizer, Jabir. I appreciate you saying that. Thank you. Yeah, man. You have all the code. I'll make sure the replay is up. We've got AI to do some crazy stuff for us now, and this is just the first version. We are going so much further than here. We've got the AI building strategies based off our strategies and researching videos, researching papers, and then coding the output. So I hope this saves you thousands and thousands of hours. But until next time, I hope you have the most wonderful evening. Moon Dev out.